I tell you guys a lot of the time not to buy girls drinks.
I told you, John, don't go and approach girls. You can get into trouble if you do this.
Is that true? Well, we'll talk about that here. So we're going to just jump right into this letter here that I got. I'll hide the names to protect the not so innocent here. But let's pull it up here and I'll read it and we'll go through this. All right. So he says, "Dear John, I'm a little bit sad. I have to tell you a story that happened to me in Poland. Last Saturday midnight, after 3 or 4 cold approaches, I approached a girl and a group of 3 other a bit drunk young girls on the street. I'm not used to act like that. I've started a small chat with them, got a phone number from a girl I like the most, but they told me that they're going for shots, so I invited them to a bar. Big mistake. Never ever buy rounds of shots for girls you just meet. My goal was not to get laid. I just went out to train, talking to attractive girls to fight anxiousness. Well, the girls told me they attend high school. I have bought shots for underage girls who were hanging out at night." So, all right. So just, quick thing here, right? Everything I say is guidance, right? In order to be successful in life, you have to learn how to follow the rules. And then only then can you learn how to break the rules and when to break the rules. It's critical in anything that you do in life, right? Let's say you want to become a stock trader. Okay, then learn how to trade stocks, learn the rules, learn the technical trading skills that stock traders use and follow those rules religiously. All right. And then once you have mastered those rules, then you can start breaking those rules. But the reason why those rules exist is because you lack wisdom, right? You lack the understanding and the experience in order to make correct discernments. Even famous artists, right? Van Gogh. All right. I went to his museum in Amsterdam. And in the Van Gogh Museum, the first floor of it is him copying other paintings. That's all he did for years, was just copied other artists. Why? Because you don't just start off knowing what to do. You need experience. So he gained experience by following the rules, essentially. He painted by number. All right. And then he broke the rules and he created his own art. So anyway, that's a little bit of just a side note. But talking about this, about buying girls drinks, why do I tell you guys not to do this? Well, the big reason why is because you have not created an investment on her part and you have just given something, right? Most of you guys, when you just go out and buy a girl a drink, you say, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" All right. A girl may not be interested in you, but she may say yes. So why are you going to put yourself in that value proposition? It's not good. Instead, chat with her a little bit, get to know her. If you had done this, in this case, you would realize that these girls were underage and you wouldn't have bought them all drinks, which again, not a good idea anyway. And what's going to happen is now you've created some value. Now you've created some investment. Now you can maybe say, "Hey, I'm going to go to the bar. I'm going to go grab a drink. Why don't you come with me?" And then you just buy a drink. You don't even ask. You just say, "Hey, what do you want?" Right? Because you're just a generous, guy. All right. That's a totally different frame than coming in and saying, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" In which case you're basically creating a transaction. You're saying, "Hey, look, I want to talk to you. If I buy you a drink, will you talk to me? Will you like me?" Right? Because that's what you're trying to do and you're conveying, and that's going to come off as weak. All right. That's not going to be an attractive trait. So that's the main reason why. And you shouldn't just be giving people out value that don't deserve it. You have to have some kind of discernment, right? If you're a guy that has no standards, that's not an attractive trait. So what are your standards, right? Okay. Yeah. You don't just buy everyone drinks. You buy someone who is showing some interest that you'd like to get to know better, who's already given you some positive some positive vibes, then yeah, sure, maybe you're going to buy her a drink in that case, but don't just go out as a default. Have other things that you can do besides just saying, "Can I buy you a drink?" Right? This is really, really critical for a lot of you guys. But again, like I said, that doesn't mean that you never buy a girl a drink. I had some guys that I was working with and I told them never buy a girl a drink. And I explained why to never do it, right? Because you don't want to appear weak. Like you need to actually have a reason for doing that. Just try to buy people's validation. And he took that to the extreme. Like he was on a date with this girl or he met this girl and he ended up, kind of hanging out with her. And they're having a good time. He spent like an hour with her, and then he told her he can't buy her a drink. And what's going on? I mean, you spent an hour with her. I think she had even bought him a drink or shot or something like that, and then he was like, "Yeah, I don't buy girls drinks," and it just. I get it, but you can't just blindly follow the rules, right? So in general, you want to do what I'm saying here, but you got to use your discernment. You got to follow that rule and realize why you're doing something, right? What is the purpose of it? And like I said, guys, when I'm talking about all this stuff, I'm always telling you it's not what you do, but it's how you do it and it's why you do it, right? So why are you doing this, right? You can analyze in yourself. Are you buying something for someone to get their approval, to get their validation, to get something from them? Are you creating a transaction, or is it just because you don't care, because you're just being nice, because you want to do something because it's not a big deal, right? That's the thing, or they have that person earned what you're giving them. So you got to think about those things. All right, so let's read on here. He says, we got one round of shots, and after 10 minutes of our small talk, some two other older chicks, one of them turned out to be the older sister of the girl I took a phone number from, entered the bar, approached to our table, and said that they all have to leave immediately because mother comes back home. Whatever. We said goodbye and left, and I went to change location across the street to buy myself a drink to think things out. Again, I had big remorse for buying shots to underage girls, 16 to 7-year-old, I suppose. I still feel like shit after that. I hope they won't be damaged by those shots. So I'll just say this. It's not a big fucking deal. Who cares? Okay, so you bought some underage girls some shots. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. It's not like they weren't going to get drunk and get shot somewhere else. Like, again, stupid, right? You're an idiot, okay? But you're not a criminal, all right? And you don't need to feel bad about it. It's not a big deal. I mean, everyone makes mistakes. Don't beat yourself up about doing one stupid thing. Just learn the lesson. Don't do that again. It's not like you ruined their lives because you bought them a shot, or you're such a horrible pedophile person. You didn't know, and but again, next time you're gonna know. Next time you'll be smart enough to know, and you're just not gonna buy a girl a drink unless you get to know her first. Okay. All right. So yes, before I've entered the next bar, these older chicks run up to me and called me names. I've been called pedophile and told to fuck myself. I told them to calm down, and I didn't know another mistake, and that they left me alone, and I have entered the bar. Unfortunately, it wasn't the end of the night for me. So a couple things here, right? First of all, I mean, that's expected. I mean, think about it. If you're in the case of the older girl and you bought her little sister, this sleazy dude comes up, buys her younger sister who's underage and her girlfriends in high school drinks. Yeah, you're going to be pretty pissed off, and you're going to probably call him names. I mean, that's not something unexpected. Okay, so don't expect that they're just picking on you. It's pretty standard operating procedure in that case. Now, when we talk about your response to this, okay, when someone's acting like this, and again, to some degree, they're justified. I mean, still, you're never really justified in being a dick to someone, but in this case, it's reasonable to assume that people would act this way. When you'd never tell them to calm down. Never, ever tell someone to calm down. Just remove that from your vocabulary. If you want to piss someone off, tell them to calm down. Okay. When someone is acting crazy or irate, don't tell them to calm down. Instead, what you want to do is you want to reiterate that you understand why they're angry, right? When you say calm down, it's basically like you're basically saying what you're feeling doesn't matter to me. Like stop feeling that way. Like, you see what I'm saying? Especially when talking to a woman, don't ever say calm down. Instead, just match what her emotion. Just empathize. Be like, okay, I see that you're really angry. I understand why. Totally understand why. I'm a dick. I shouldn't have done that. Right? Acknowledge, accept. Okay. Don't apologize. Just acknowledge, just accept. Just wait. Okay. Yeah, I fucking blew that one. I can see why you're angry. I'd be angry too. Right? That's a better approach than saying calm down. When you say calm down, they're just going to amp it up more. They'll be like, how dare you fucking tell me to calm down? You see what I'm saying? That's always going to be the response. So think about this. All right. And then, what was it? And I didn't know. Okay. And you didn't know. That's fine. Again, people don't want to hear excuses. Don't say I didn't know. Just say, yeah, I'm an idiot. I should have known better. Right. That's better than, see, if you say, oh, I didn't know these girls were young. Okay. They're like, well, they're going to beat up on you on that. But if you say, I'm an idiot, I should have known better. I really should have known better. Okay. Now they're not going to beat up on you as much because you're already taking it upon yourself. Again, you're not deprecating yourself. You're not taken as like you're a horrible person. You're just like, no, I did a stupid thing. Okay, here we go. Right. That's it. Raise your hand. You see what I'm saying? Everyone does stupid things. They can acknowledge and empathize with that. They're still going to be angry. That's fine. But now you're disarming the situation instead of amping up the situation. What you did was you poured gasoline on the fire. All right. I know it doesn't seem like that, but you definitely did. I had that drink, went to another bar for another drink. Never mind. That girl whose phone number I had called me. I picked up. She was drunk and told me that she argued with her sister about me. And now she is alone somewhere on the street and asked me to meet her. All right. I didn't need to read more into this email to see how this was going to go. All right. Second mistake you made. Right. And obviously you probably know this by now, but just for guys listening. All right. Already you knew she was underage. Already you bought her a drink. Already you know that she has a sister that thinks you're a pedophile and wants to kill you. And now you're going to answer her phone call. Really? And now are you going to go and meet her? Not a good choice. Not a good choice. All right, let's see what happens here. So he says, I was fucking naive and horny, or white knighty, I guess. And I believed her and eventually told her I'll get a cab to get her. I went to meet her. When I got to the place and got out of the cab, she wasn't there, but instead one of those older chicks, the uglier one, was there. I told her about the phone call and that I came to find and rescue her friend, LOL. I also saw this suspicious guy in the street next to us. Well, you can guess what happened. It was kind of a trap. They started to bully me and I started to apologize. Walking away, I got followed, insulted, death threatened, and kicked in my back once for goodbye. All right. So, I mean, you kind of should have known this was going to happen, right? This was clearly a trap. This is, even if it wasn't a trap, it would still be a stupid thing. But, in this situation, why would you do this? Don't go take a cab out to someone that you don't know the situation, right? If you're going to do anything, tell her to meet you somewhere, right? Like where you control the environment. Never go into an environment that is unknown to you, that you don't control, right? It would be better to say, okay, near your apartment, somewhere where you have control, where you know the lay of the land, have her come, go if you're going to do anything, call a cab for her and have the cab take her to where you are, as opposed to going out there and, potentially putting yourself at risk. Now you're lucky nothing major happened to you. I mean, you could have gotten, it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse, right? This is, so again, in the same thing I would say, okay, so they're harassing you, calling you names and stuff like that. Don't apologize. All right. Walking away. Yes. Good. Don't confront, but don't apologize. Never apologize. All right. When you apologize, you appear weak and people are going to continue to berate you and attack you. All right. Instead, just acknowledge, just say, I fucked up. That's it. That's all you got to say. That's the same thing as basically apologizing, except it's better because you're just acknowledging it. Apologizing is like, please don't hurt me. Please don't give me consequences for my actions, right? That's what people interpret it as when you apologize when you're under assault. All right. No apology counts when you're under assault. You're just begging for them to stop. Like you're just regretting that you're getting caught and that you're paying the penalty for being caught. Instead, it's better to just acknowledge what you did. Just be like, hey, yeah, I fucked up. All right. This is it. What I can tell you is that I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. All right. And yeah, walking away is good, but you're lucky you just got kicked in the back there. Again, I would say, some people will say that watch this video, oh, you should have turned around and stood your ground. No, you went into a strange neighborhood, took a fucking cab there. I don't know how many guys are there. You get kicked in the back. Fine. I'm not fucking with that. That's, it's different when you're backed into a corner, when you have to fight someone. Don't be a coward, obviously. But in this kind of situation, no, you don't know what's going to happen. So you just get out of there. So, all right. He says, on my way home, I got SMS from the young girl asking where I am. I wrote back that I couldn't find her, but found her friends. End of story. Well, yeah, obviously she was probably in on this and thought it'd be funny to watch you get your ass kicked. So there you go. Now I think to myself, dang, I've watched too many Bulldog vids and got going too hard with that cold approach. Maybe, who knows? Any advice? No, it's fine. It's fine to go in cold approach. It's totally fine to do that. Just be smart about it, right? You're going and buying random groups of girls drinks that are underage girls. You know, you're handling situations the wrong way, like you're putting yourself into danger. You can just go up and talk to people. That's totally fine. Just think about what you're doing, and you know, don't just say, okay, well, this is an excuse that you can't do this anymore. No, you can go and talk to girls, right? The problem that guys run into when they're like, oh no, you can get your ass kicked or me too'd or all this shit, is they don't know how to handle themselves correctly, right? If you're respectful to people and you don't put yourself in compromising situations, don't get sucked into, you know, with some bait into a trap, then you're going to be fine for the most part. Even, you know, I've gone up and talked to girls before in nightclubs or bars, and their boyfriend or their husband's there. And, you know, and people are like, oh, you're going to, no, I just like, if that happens, and I'll tell you what all you do is you just go up to the guy and you be like, man, you're a lucky guy. What a catch you have. You know, what a beautiful girl you have there. That's it. You just compliment the guy. The guy's he's going to be your best friend now, because he's like, oh, every guy likes to hear that his girlfriend or wife is hot. You know, for sure. You just say, yeah, you're such a lucky guy, man. Dude, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Give him a high five, right? He's not going to kick your ass for complimenting him. You know, that you just got to think about things, guys. You know, you can get into a fight in that situation, but you don't need to. All right. However, a moral I find of the story is that some girls really look like trouble, but I don't know how to watch for it yet. I think it would be righteous to tell boys to watch out for pitfalls like this. What do you think? Yeah, obviously I think so. So I did it. So, all right. You know, one thing, guys, that maybe helps you with this, that can help you with this, is if you haven't already, you know, check out the link down below. I've got the Bulldog Mindset membership. It's $7 for the first month to join. It's a really good value, but I have stuff like this. Okay. I have an exact outline that teaches you how to conduct the first date. And a lot of you guys have trouble. You're like, when do I kiss a girl and how do you do this? And I have the exact outline. I detail it out exactly what you should do, how you should behave. I have stuff on cold approach and pickup, and how to handle yourself, what to say, what to do, what your objective is, how to read situations, how to read, you know, what's going on, so you don't get into this kind of situation. You can have success with this. All right. Now there's a whole community. There's book summaries. I've got a live Q&A where you can ask me questions every single month. You know, for $7, you should definitely check it out for the first month. Click the link down below. Go ahead and do that. All right. Now we'll finish up here with what he says here. He says, feel free to use the email for a case study if you like. Godspeed, Mike. And he says, P.S. one more lesson for my sake. I need to learn how to kick ass ASAP, Muay Thai maybe. Take care. So you don't need to learn how to kick ass ASAP. All right. It doesn't matter who you are. Okay. I know Muay Thai. Okay. I can fight. I've been in plenty of fights. If I got into the situation you did, where I took a cab out to a strange block in Poland and there's some weird guy, I'm hightailing it out of there. I'm not fucking fighting. I don't know what kind of weapons someone has. I don't know how many guys there are. You can't defend yourself against 5 guys. All right. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. If someone wants to jump your ass, all right. So don't rely on fighting skills as something that is going to help you. If you want to learn Muay Thai, learn it for the sake of having some defense skills for sure. If you're backed into a corner, you have to defend yourself. All right. And for the discipline of it, and the fun of it, and the exercise and the workout. So that is an environment to do that. But don't think that you're going to learn some kind of martial art and then you're going to be some kind of fucking Chuck Norris badass, and you're not going to have to be afraid of people that are jumping you. You know, you can use it for sure. And if you're going to learn something, I would learn Muay Thai, because, you know, everyone's big on jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, UFC type of stuff right now. And it's fine. It's great. I mean, you can be 120 pounds and take out a 240 pound person if you can get them on the ground and put them in a lock. That's fine. But in an actual street fight, and I've been in a few of them, and I can tell you what ends up happening is this, and you've seen it. You can watch it. Next time you see, you know, a bar fight or something, watch what happens. Okay. Because it's not you fighting one guy. What happens if you take someone to the ground in a street fight, their friends are going to be kicking you in the fucking head. And that's not, so your ground fighting skills aren't going to matter at all. All right, you want to be standing up fighting someone so you can cover and you can maneuver. So Muay Thai is good for that because you're gonna keep that distance with teep kicks, and you're gonna keep it at your feet. Right, so that's really, really important. That's what I would say. Like if you're going to pick something, don't do the grappling. I mean, grappling is good, but in a real street fight, you're going to want something like Muay Thai is probably the most effective, or even boxing. Honestly, is going to be way more effective than going to the ground. Because if it goes to the ground, you're going to get jumped. His friends are going to jump in. They're going to kick you in the head. It's going to be lights out for you.